Hey, Xwing Pilots, got a fun, exciting video for you guys. Just a small different one. It is the point change, the first point change for Xwing 2.0. So welcome everybody. I'm your host Duke of Hobbies, and I am bringing you guys a quick overview and a really cool spreadsheet that was made by someone who's, I don't know who, I think it was posted on Reddit. I gotta find it. I'll put the link. All credit to this guy or person who did this, making this amazing spreadsheet you see right now to the right, that will just not only show what all point changes were done, but the differences and the modifications to the slots that the ship has. It's really cool. I don't plan to cover everything that was on this. I'm not a I'm not a Empire or First Order player. I strictly play, well, don't strictly, I mostly play Rebels. I like Resistance, and for fun I play Scum. But we'll see how that changes when Separatists and Galactic Republic come out. But I'm going to focus on the Rebels, the Resistance, and Scum ships, and those kind of changes. And then I'll go over the generic overview upgrades too. So, but yeah, I'm really excited. This is part of the reason why I was mainly pumped for 2.0. They talked about this point adjustment system. I was hoping they would implement something like this into the game when there was rumors of 2.0 coming out, and I couldn't be happier. I know that it's not very streamlined, it's a very long process, and I feel really bad for all the people who went Phoenix Open, played, and then like they get hit with this point change. But I also don't, I'm happy that they didn't get hit with the point change and then had to go up and find a whole new list. But yeah, so let's go through this, and this is so cool. That's why, like I said, I'm super excited. I got a few ships in here that I'm just pumped about the changes, definitely about some of these upgrades that I'm really excited about, and we'll just get right into the Rebels here. So zoom in a little bit here. All right, so the Rebels, we'll start off with the B-wing here. Again, the blue color highlight means that it's a positive or a point reduction change. The red will show a point increase change. So mostly for Rebels, if we do a quick jump here, we're going to see a lot of blue. Definitely a lot more blue than anything else here. And there's a good reason why for that, because they were expensive. A lot of these ships were really expensive, and that was fine. That was a fair thing to do. I'd rather have them start too expensive, figure out how to way to fit them in, see how certain ships interact, and, what people will try to do to set up a really crazy combo, kind of like the Rorik Dash combo, Ohan Crew Gunner, and then the Lebo C3PO combo, which I'm a little upset about that one. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but kind of a weird thing. I think they're not sure what they need to do with robots outside of Separatists right now, or the droids. But yeah, so Rebels mostly point drops, which is really cool. We got here the B-wings. So the B-wings here, I've flown both Braylon and 10 a lot. I practiced with them, and then ended up taking them to Outrider, and really did really well with them. They hit like a truck. Both of these guys are so cool, and having them go down 3 points for Braylon, 50 I thought was fair for him, but that is awesome. Crack shot just slapped right onto him. I'm not really sure about what other upgrades. I try to keep these guys lean as is anyways, because the aces at least is they don't need a lot for them. You're trying to, at least for the B-wing aces, you're just trying to get them stressed and hopefully have a focus, or for 10 Numb's purposes, a target lock somehow, which him and Dutch work really well together. And yeah, so that's why I try to keep these guys lean. They come in, they hit hard, they die fast if concentrated fire goes onto them, which is fine. That's just but they can dish out their 4s. They can still get a couple shots in. They're not gonna die in one round of shooting if played properly. So yeah, big point drop there, and 10 going down 4. That's a real big surprise. I like 10 more. Braylon, the way he plays, the way I play him is there's turns where I keep the stress. I don't clear with a blue maneuver. I do a white too hard, and it's intentional because he's good with stress. You get to reroll 2 dice. It's having a target lock essentially. Many a times where it's worked out really well in my favor to do that, especially while defensively playing. But 10, spend a stress. You spend it right away. As soon as you get an eyeball, look, I'm spending that stress token. It's going to switch it. Hopefully for the defensive one. And then you have your focus token and use it for attack. And then too hard, talon roll, 1 talon roll, or 2K, and then the 1 talon roll works really well for him. So he's my big knife fighter. 10. Braylon is my. You're not going to put that much. He absorbs damage and he dishes out a lot of damage too, which is why most of the time I would put no upgrade on 10 and crack shot on Braylon. I wanted him to just punch that damage through right away. The arcs, nothing happened to them. I don't think they have enough data on them. I personally believe they need to come down a few points. Not much. Nor 55 makes sense for me. Garvin should be a 50. I think there's nothing for I don't know how to pronounce his name. The lowest initiative pilot for Arc. There's nothing really I see great for stress control as of right now, or stress him take. I can't remember the pilot's name originally in 1.0, but he was a good stress hog. Well, they got rid of that, so his ability is not that great now because you're 4K'ing. Then you can do blue. I don't know how many ships can have multiple stress, so don't really see the advantage of that ability yet. So maybe that's why I think that should come down a few points. Yeah, so not much really to talk there. I think a couple point drops, just not Nora. Nora is fine at 55. I think that makes a lot of sense. Sabine Wren, this was a shocker for me. People really like her. I thought Ezra would just go down. Her going up 42 higher than Ezra. I mean, I thought Ezra's just too expensive right now in the game. I don't think we saw any changes in Ezra. I mean, I could be wrong about that. Yeah, see, Ezra Sheathapede, nothing. Ezra, nothing. I'm just going quickly, but I want to get back up to the main ones. So yeah, I mean, Sabine Wren, I know she fit well in that Wedge, Sabine, that 4-ship list variant. I didn't like that list. That one doesn't work for me. It's not my play style, so not the way I fly Rebels. I either fly Rebels as damage absorbers, or I fit in Luke some there, who is a tank essentially, and try to give him a couple good guns out there. That's why I liked Trench Run with, Wedge. I actually didn't like Biggs. I liked Thane more. I liked just having the high guys. I didn't do Supernatural Luke. I did Heightened Perception Luke. So I'm shooting first. Yeah, I'm spending 1 force charge, but you have to shoot after me, so I get my force charge back. And actually, that is going to be a big thing. I think we're going to see an increase in force users using Heightened Perception because of one big change to the game right now. 0-point jamming cannons. Have free point, have a cannon slot, slap it on. Have a cannon slot, slap it on. Doesn't matter. I'm going to throw them on my B-Wings for all I care. Oh, you had a good shot with your torpedo. You got to keep your target lock. I'm going to make you take that target lock action again next turn. I'm not going to let you have a focus or K-turn have it. I'll fire jamming beam at you now. And it costs nothing to include. Or, my group was talking about this. you got Boba Fett. Okay, let's do the red line Initiative 5 pilot situation. Initiative 5, you know, your ship, he gets in range of the target lock, the other one doesn't, but they get to shoot first. Well, like Boba Fett, I'm gonna fire with my jamming beam, take out that chance of you firing your homing missiles or whatever your target lock requirement. A gun. I know it's a 3, and I think they get range bonus. I can't remember for jamming beam, but I think you do get your range bonus. But if you're at range 2, I mean, it's a 3 gun, especially against red line. That's going to be key. Or the X-wing, that's going to be key because you can maybe get that 1, and all you're doing is you're trying to kill that target lock on the ship. And now they don't get to fire their proton. Like, again, you'll shut down a red line. He went to take a target lock on you. Great. I was focused target lock. Now I don't get to don't even get to fire the proton torpedo. But that's where heightened perception, I think, is important. Heightened perception. My Luke, I target locked Boba Fett or cannon user who would shoot before me. Heightened perception. I'm shooting first. Boom. Still get my torp up. I'm just saying. I think it's a neat thing. I'm really excited about it, but let's get back to the Rebels here. Yeah, so again, Sabine increase. The Y-wing point drop surprised me. It's small. Dutch made sense. Dutch, he's a 4. He's a 4. Has really good ability. It's a really good teammate ability. I like that. I'm surprised it's a 3-point drop. I mean, there's a lot of people who flew him with R3 Astromech. I didn't see the advantage of him getting 2 target locks. I mean, I like to use him to get other people target locks. He's a good, and it allows them. That's why in Outrider I flew Dutch, Nora. This is the extended matches, so rounds 3 and 4. Both of them with dorsal and selfless, and then 10 and Braylon. Braylon had crack shot. That was it. That was all I had on those guys. And selfless, these two, just Nora and Dutch in the Y-wing, stayed around and soaked up damage in case I faced torp shots, which it worked out really well. If you watch the videos, you'll see I'm not taking damage. All of a sudden, my B-wings are basically full health. Or I even had a game where Nora was range 1 of an enemy ship, takes a 4 dice fully modded Poe proton torpedo, and walks away with 1 damage? Yeah, 1 damage, because selfless threw the crit on Dutch. She only took 1 damage, and she rolled a focus, spent my focus token to get an evade, and I'm range 1 of an enemy ship, so I had 1. So I had 2 split, no damage, basically no damage. It was great. I love that combo. But I like this point change. I do. I think it's a weird point change. Nora, you're really only slapping on dorsal because ion cannon's still terrible, even at 4 points. Dorsal went down to 2. So Nora being this really cool. Again, as a Rebel player, I was really surprised that I'm seeing this point drop. I think even Verlaine should be 34 points. The ability's not that good. Bodyguard, you don't use it. You don't use Bodyguard at all. So, yeah, maybe you'll see her appear a few times. Him, I don't know. But Horton's cool. I like him. I hope I can use him more. I think when he gets a better turret, because dorsal's alright on him, but I like him. I think I'll like him more when he gets a different turret. I think that something else would help him. I'm gonna start flying Miranda now. Yep, here comes my K-wings in hyperspace or extended. Yep, I'm really excited about these. Siege. I'm gonna mess up all the names. Just a 3-point drop on all these guys. Warden Squadron pilot can now just fit seismic charges for free, essentially. I don't know about those guys yet. I do like Miranda. She works really well with Bomblet Generator with her ability. Again, I'm just going to try and keep her cheap as possible. Or Flyer with Selfless. And just let her be a damage absorber, which will be good. No, they can't take that. Okay. That sucks. Why can't they take talents? They're still paying for the crimes of the past. Oh well. Alright, so yeah, I mean that's why I'm definitely flying Miranda a little more. I like her. Just if you see me, I'll play against you. If you want to play against a match against me, say, hey, play your Miranda list. Sure, I'll play my Miranda list. But we'll work on it too. So the E-Wings massive point drops, 8 for Corn. They were just too expensive. They overpriced them. So no one was going to play for them, especially with Rebels. Rebels are too expensive. You know, Rebels were pretty expensive. I get they're basically a defender, but they have less health. I think, right? Yeah, they're less health now. Actually, let's take a look at them. I got to stop doing this. Let's just go right into these guys. 3, 3, 3, 3. No, they're 3, 3. Well, they technically are 1 less health now. They are, because defenders have 4 shields. But yeah. So I mean, they are a defender. I don't know. They just haven't worked right for me yet. I think I'll see. I think I might try a Rogue Squadron Escort. I know you can fit with new Proton Torps going up to 12. You can fit Wedge with Proton Torps, and 2 Rogue Squadron Escorts, who are the PS4 ones or Initiative 4 ones, with Proton Torps. And yeah, you're pretty good. You're pretty happy about that, because then you can have pretty much a fully modified 2 Proton Torp shots and Wedge still shooting. So it's a cool alpha. I like that. I like that interaction between them. Yeah. So I think if I'm gonna fly any of them, I'm not gonna fly Corn. He's too expensive. Don't like his ability now. Gavin's kind of cool. He'll see Epic. He'll be seen in Epic if they bring that back. And then Rogue Squadron. I think those are I think Gavin and Rogue would be the only ones I really go for. But probably I'm gonna fly Rogue more. I don't like the what are they? They're all 2. They're 2. That's not bad. Twos aren't terrible, because there are ships like the Fang Fighters, Zealot Recruits, and again, I'm a Rebel player, so I like the fact that they're 2. That gets them above those 1s. And you can get some cool PS kills. So I'm still gonna go with the Rogue Squadron Escort more. It's only a 2-point increase. The big hit for Rebels point increase here is Rorik. 5-point jump here. And the Moldy Crow title. So the Moldy Crow title and the Hawk have all just gone up in points. Kyle Katarn, 1 point. I don't know why they did that. That was weird. Especially since they increased Trick Shot to 2. So, I mean, that's the only upgrade I kind of threw on him other than Moldy Crow, which is 18 instead of... Wait, 18? Yeah, let's take a look. Pretty sure it's 18. Moldy Crow, yeah, 18 from 12. A 6-point upgrade. Shoot. So, I think that's our highest. Yeah, 6 points for the Moldy Crow title. Kyle and Rorik, I know Jan's and Wedge works well. Jan Ors works well with any of the X-Wings. So you can't go wrong with her. I'm indifferent about that one. You're really paying the points for her ability. But Rorik and Kyle, or I mostly flew Kyle. I like Kyle. I like the focus action ability here, so pretty happy about that. I mean, I'm a little annoyed it's up 1, but oh well. Now let's go to the, I think the first list ship to actually get a slot change, and finally the A-Wings are back with 2 talents. Much needed, very much needed. I'm getting Jake out there. I'm getting Arvel. Arvel has been, since 1.0, has needed 2 EPTs or talent slots, and finally has it. He's going to be out on the board at 34 points. Totally going to be a cool one with Intimidation out there. Just can't wait for him. And his ability is so much better. So, you're going to see me in Arvel with Miranda? Yeah. I'm putting it out there and extended. But, interestingly enough, the Phoenix Squadron pilot, which made sense. Thematically, the A-Wing pilot is considered a top ace pilot who's flying this experimental anti-interceptor ship. That was the whole point of flying the A-Wing. It finally gets a talent slot, so I like that. I know they're worried about spamming a bunch of these guys with something like Crackshot again, Snap, Crackle, Pop. And I think they found a fix for it, and they could implement it. I wouldn't have an issue with it if once they re-release all the ships and they do, and the next thing would be a card update list, release Phoenix Squadron pilot and Green Squadron pilots, and we start seeing the limited generics. So the Separatists have the Vulture droids with 2 and 3 dots. I think that's what we're going to see in the future game. I think that is a fix to prevent just spamming a ton of ships that are of one thing and flipping Crackshot and aha, you killed one, but I'll kill your guy because I Crackshot you off the board or something. Or they could do what we'll see with initiative points later with certain ships. So again, I'm happy. I'm really happy A-Wing got that. I'm going to fly Arvel. I'll definitely fly Jake for fun. I don't think he's the best still. I like him. He kind of is now Kyle in a way, a weird Kyle Cartan. But I'm very happy about this talent, the double talents being back. Sheathbead, Fenrir, I'm glad didn't go up in points. I think he's too expensive, but he's very good. He's a late coordinator. AP5, 30. I was surprised. I thought he was too cheap. So 32. I didn't know people were flying Zeb, so I guess they had to increase it because he's technically better than AP5. Whatever. I think AP5 needed to go up 2 points. I think that was fair. Sabine going up 2 points again. She's the better pilot. Completely, she has a better ability, but I don't think we'll see. I don't think the TIE Fighter is gonna have the Rebel TIE Fighter is not gonna make an appearance anymore. Captain Rex maybe. I think he needs to come down a couple points. I think he should be 30. I think these guys should be 30 across the board. Zeb no one's gonna play Zeb. And that's no offense. I think competitively speaking, I am speaking from a competitive standpoint. This is, if you're playing for funds and you're like, I want my Star Wars Rebels, get them out there. Play those guys the way you want. Don't worry about this. This is for the competitive side of things, which does influence casual and everything. But again, this is primarily competitive. If you're playing casual, do what you guys want. So, let me think here. Oh, X-Wings. Not touched at all. Makes a lot of sense. I thought they were priced really fair. Their point values weren't issues. It was actually the upgrades that they had accessible to them, and we'll get into that. So, but again, I like these. I think these are fair priced. They're the main support for the Rebels. They're, hyperspace go-to. So I was surprised the U-Wings didn't actually see a price increase for Magva, but I was surprised we didn't see an increase in these guys. I thought we'd see some increases in them, or maybe definitely. I thought Saw would go down to 50 because I think Magva's ability is way better than Saw's ability. Bodhi might have gone. I thought Bodhi should again. No one again. He's in someone I don't think is going to see real any play. The Partisans, I get why they want to keep them a little more expensive than the X-Wing, so fair enough. And my rationale behind that is they have more health. That's all it is. Because if you can fit, and again, my outrider list for hyperspace was 2 of these Partisans Renegades with 2 of the blue squadron escorts and 1 gray squadron escort, who's now 31 points. So I would actually had a 1-point bid, which would have been really useless for me. I went with the partisans because, one, I couldn't take the blues since they're not in hyperspace, but the partisans are just more health. It's the same, and I get this tactical. You know what? That is true. You do get to coordinate. You're a different chassis. You get to coordinate. Kind of makes sense. Okay, so I'm surprised we didn't see any changes with them though. The big ships. Here we go. The big ships. They were all coming down. We all knew that they were going to come down in cost. You got Lando Calrissian, who was tied with Han, going down to 12, going down to 80. He's going to see play. I don't know if we'll see play with him in hyperspace yet, but he's going to see play. He's cool. I like Chewbacca again. Avoiding that 1 crit, pretty cool, pretty useful, especially against torp carriers. And just because proton torps have gone up in points, you're not going to see them just disappear. They're going to still be out there. They're still really good. But yeah, so again, this made sense. This was talked about, but they gave the I didn't even realize that. I thought it had a sensor slot. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, so the Ghost now has a sensor slot. So there's a lot of point changes in the sensors. Not sure what sensor you would put on there yet, but and Kanan going down to 84 I like. Can't get him too cheap. I've seen talks of a list that, because Hate is in the game now, Hate with if you put Ezra Gunner, who's way too expensive, on the Ghost with Dorsal, which is only 2 points, Maul, which is 11, I think Ezra Gunner's 18, and then you put Hate on Kanan, you'll have 4 force charges on a single ship, who then, after it fires, or while it defends, if it has an token, either way, after it fires, you'll dish out some damage, and you'll spend your force charges because you got force dice, and you don't focus. You probably only your target lock or rotating your turret. You have no force points all of a sudden, and then you just get hit with a barrage of attacks, and you just boop boop boop. You'll have 4. By the end of a round, you'll have 4 force charges back again. So, or you're reinforcing every turn. So I forgot. You're going to be reinforcing a lot. So, but yeah. So I think Kanan couldn't go down too cheap. Otherwise, he'd be a very heavily modified 4 dice attack ship for a while. Especially because of that combo. And his ability is pretty good because, again, if you're not shooting at him, he's protecting his teammates too. So Han going down 10, Lando going down 12. I think Lando is going to be seeing more play. Han might when the right gunner comes out for him. I'm not sure yet with Han. No one's flying him with Luke. At least you shouldn't be flying him with Luke. The Outer Rim Smuggler, I'm surprised it's 60. I was surprised it's still actually as high as it is, but it needed to be more expensive since it has a better gun than the Scum version. So, Dash, I thought was priced a little bit high. And yeah, so 2 points. Lebo was way overpriced, and now they killed the crew in him because they just were like, no, we're not dealing with Lebo and C-3PO. Now, I'm surprised they just killed crew when they could have made it illegal through the app that Lebo couldn't take C-3PO. I didn't see a lot of success with it. I flew it a few times. Lebo, C-3PO, it wasn't perfect. C-3PO's down some points. I don't know what else would fit to make it better, or like, am I missing something? Let me know what you guys think about that, because personally, I don't understand why C-3PO. Will we see him come back? Will Lebo get this crew? I don't know. Actually, I'm probably gonna try Lando with C-3PO because that'll be fun. So it'll be cool. I think that because he gets that coordinate. I don't know. I think that'll be a fun one. Okay, but yeah, I mean, Lebo shooting down a lot of points made sense. He's not as good as a pilot as Dash. Dash's ability is way better. Dash, you don't even need to take the title. Lebo, you had to take the title. So, Z-Wings didn't get touched at all. I think Blunt is a little too expensive, but Blunt is pretty good. So don't let Blunt. If you're flying 4 to 5 ships, throw Blunt in there. It's pretty cool. 4 dice attack, range 1 from a Z-Wing, kind of neat. And a lot of people forget him. Astromechs, surprised, but not that surprised once I realized that we got to see the regen bots reduced. These are the Astromechs only for Rebels. I'm surprised, but again, I'm not surprised. I don't use them. I think they're strong, and if you play them well, it's kind of neat. R2 is good, but they were pricey. So I personally like R5D8 a little bit more than R2D2, but that's just a personal opinion. Just because of the second action. So let's throw R5D8 up here. Spend a charge. Yeah, spend a charge to repair 1 face down damage card. Repair face down damage card. Can I scroll over? Oh well. Yeah, that action of repair 1 face up ship damage card is really cool with R5D8. That's why I like him more than R2D2. Get rid of a direct hit. Well, I guess direct hit goes away. There's a couple crits. I mean, all crits are terrible. So, Cruise chopper going down a point makes sense. Blaze was way too many points. Absolutely terrible. Blaze. I thought it was Blaze. Baze. I don't know. Baze going down to 3 makes sense and will be awesome to throw onto the 2 tubes. Benthic. So now you can take this red stress maneuver and with advanced sensors and him and do what Perspective Copilot does, but cheaper, and spread a focus out. I wish he could give you more focuses, like up to 3, but they only give you 2. So again, it was a red action. Taking him and advanced sensors is still way cheaper than than taking Perspective Copilot. But Perspective Copilot just leaves your dial a little more open and stuff too. So just again, I like Baze now. I'm gonna try him if I'm flying Benthic. Give that a shot. C-3PO is cool. I think 12 points was a lot for him to have 2 calculate tokens, and his ability is okay. He makes sense to be on a 2 agility ship now. 1 agility ship's just, I don't think you're gonna see a benefit from him as much. Statistically speaking, if I'm doing the math in my head poorly. Yes, I mean, like, of all the big ones, Kane and Gunner came down, or what, Crew came down. Magva went up a point, which she was really good, because if you threw her on a go, she'd be pretty deadly. Leia coming down 6. I'm excited. That's another one I think will be really cool to throw on a Falcon, or if you have a 3-4 ship list, you can fit Leia on there. That turn where you can all of a sudden K-turn, that, this post-joust maneuver that's got your opponent think crud, or a U-Wing who can now 0 and take actions and rotate. Yeah, that's why I like her. I mean, it's not every turn, it's every 3 turns, so after using her. And Han Solo Gunner going up makes sense, and Luke Gunner coming down. Again, competitively, you're not going to see Luke Gunner. Luke Gunner is a waste of points, but that's fine. I think there's other gunners. Biston is a better gunner than him, but big ships are still struggling. Gunner ships right now with turret arcs are still struggling. I would like to see a gunner video. I would like to see gunners that worked with not just turret arcs. Moldy Crow, again, we talked about this going up points. I was surprised by this, but this is kind of to deter the Rourke dash combo more than anything. Just the big, we'll go real quick, the big, kind of, there were some big changes. I guess the big one is TIE Bomber seeing a point increase. They were really good with all the extra stuff. The major one here is for Empire is crew off Phantoms. No more Whisper Vader. It's too good. It's too annoyingly good. I didn't like that. I didn't like it just because Vader crew's really cool now, but he would not be on a Phantom, if that makes sense to me or you guys. I think a gunner makes more sense, at least thematically speaking. Just the problem was Vader, you have a ship that can just kind of be anywhere on the board, and you were taking a damage or losing a token. Like it sucked because it was a less auto damage. They're saying less auto damage, and this was this big auto damage. Bombers were just really good. Made sense for them to go up. Barrage rockets is just too good, especially with Jonas. Given the rerolls and fitting too many of them. I'm surprised Redline went up as many points as he did, but he's a good ship. He's an I-5 with a lot of health. So, I mean, being a 5, basically hitting as hard as a B-Wing, having a better dial than the B-Wing for what it's meant to do. I know it's a medium-based ship. Yeah, I mean, if Magva, a U-Wing, who has less health, I think. Let's double check that. Less health. Delete. Punisher. Redline. 6'3". 5'3". So one hull more. Who's an I-5. Was way less points than the I-3, Initiative 3, reroll janky stopper. Yeah, just being 44. They were just a little cheap. I mean, it was cool that they had that option. Defenders coming down 2 points across the board. I think that kind of made sense because I think they're really pushing for people in extended to fly defenders right now. So, whatever. I don't like them, but that's what's going to happen. Especially since they got a lot of point increases and the other stuff. We're seeing Decimators finally coming. So hopefully we see these guys out there. I loved watching people play Decimator, other than the Kylo Ren rack combo. But I loved the I think it's a cool looking ship. I'm pretty excited for that. I can't really comment on these guys. I don't use them. Vader, I don't think Vader crew was touched at all. Yeah. Emperor Palpatine, yeah, he was too expensive. Fifth Brother was expensive, but he's going to be good. Kestel will be neat with him, the TIE Aggressor. Did they get a change? I don't think they even touched the TIE Aggressor. Yeah, they didn't even touch it. Alright, jumping to Resistance next here. The Bombers. Yes. Yeah. The Bombers are cheaper now, and I like this. I love the Bombers. I thought they were way too expensive off the bat. I know they got the 3 and the 2, and they don't need to add special secondary guns on them. They were meant to go out there, hit hard, die fast. They were just, I think these are fair point values, especially for the lower initiative ones. I don't know what they were thinking with the pilot cost for them. Cobalt Squadron Bomber was, I think they were trying, again, there's an attitude of let's limit the number of these ships that we want. Do they only want you to fly 2 of them? Then they should have done double dot on them. Then we could have seen maybe more points come off of them a little bit. So you can't have 3 of them out there. Epsilons. Yeah, so I don't know what to do with them yet. I just know I'm going to fit more stuff on them. they're still going to be point hogs. They're still going to dive fast. Eden's my favorite pilot still. I think he's the best one. Being able to do proximity mines on aces with his ability, and you just kind of drop and plop, move and drop, and just. But they did get hit with essentially a point increase from what, 2? Let's go to that upgrade. It's in the generics. It's a sensor. I think we all know. 7-point increase for trajectory simulator. So it's a big one for them. But I didn't use it a lot on them because I was flying Eden a certain way. So how do you guys fly the bombers? Are you a resistance player? Are you flying bombers at all? Let me know. I mean, that's why people argue Finch, but Finch and Page, remember, say bombs, so you can't do it with device, not just all devices, only bombs, so none of the mines. So please keep track of that. It's not surprised that we didn't see anything happen here, and again, since these are these super fast ships and only aces should be flying for the A-Wings, talent makes sense for them to have that, since their counterpart in the Rebels should have it too. So this is the cool stuff going on here. This is new point variation changes based on initiative. We're seeing this in Supernatural. We're seeing this with BB-8, BB Astromech. I love this. This allows you to fit these low initiative guys with these guys who, you don't see a massive benefit from it. It's a tiny improvement. It's a really cool thing. So really happy about this. I think this makes a lot of sense. Again, it keeps it expensive for certain pilots like Poe, because he's a higher initiative who would take a really good advantage of this, and hurts other pilots, and helps other pilots who, I want to just barrel roll. Gives them this additional action economy, so it's kind of cool. So resistance, not much other changes than that, and I like that one. So we'll go to the Scum. Scum, we're going to see a weird mix between point increases. I think it's probably right down the middle in the way of point increases and point decreases. 3 bro bots, triplet bots. Yes, I'm going to fly all 3 of them. Variable costs, A is the best one right now, since cannons suck in 2.0. So it makes sense for it to be the highest cost, but it's still got a point decrease, and that made sense. So you're trying to fit as many of these guys in there as possible, take advantage of them. But remember that their title is not free. It costs a point. So you can't fit, if you want to fly A and B together, that's fine, but you're not going to fit another one with it too. If you want to fit B, C, D, all with 1 point increase, and then you can fit jamming beam on them. Yeah, it'll be fun. So I'm pretty excited about that. Most likely you'll fly 2, but I'm going to give BCD a try, just for the fun of it, since I want 3 of them out there. Cavill going up a point. The Y-Wings, Scum Y-Wings going up points, seeing them decrease points, makes sense. Dre's the better pilot, I think. Cavill hits hardest, but Drea's swarms are tough. They are really, really tough. They will catch bad players off guard really hard. So if you have not faced a Drea swarm yet, I warn you, a good player is... we saw some really good people with it. Cavill, I'm surprised he costs more than Nora. I thought he should be the same. I think him and Drea should be flopped in points, just because Dre's ability is very strong. But that's just my opinion. Point increases here. The escape craft. This one we saw. Oh, there we go. Now it's highlighting. We saw this one coming. It had to be an increase in points here. Not the autopilot drone, I think, dies. But these guys, they're a free coordinate action. Really cheap coordinator. That's a really powerful thing. we're a lot of success out there with Fenn, Boba, and Lando. So those guys working together, and Lando wreaking problems because it's a reinforced Boba who hasn't moved yet now has focus. Great. Range 1. Great. Yeah, you're not. It was annoying. Fang Fighters, I thought were priced perfectly too. I'm glad they didn't see any changes there. Boba Fett going up 6 points did surprise me. Because that makes him more expensive than Han, right? Han in the... Yeah. Han is 82. Boba is now officially more expensive than Han, so that is surprising to me. Where is my... there we go. So yeah. None of the other guys are getting really used. Boba is the better pilot. I'm surprised he went up 6 points because I thought it was really his upgrades that made him... I mean, he's good against swarms. He's a good ship. He's a really cool ability still. But, yeah, I was surprised he got a big bump. Starfighter, I didn't even know that they got decreases here. So, yeah, Forlom's still the better pilot. Zuckuss might see a little bit more play now, too. Did the Mist Hunter upgrade get reduced? Talent, Mist Hunter, nope, still same, still 2. Moldy Crow, still 18, yeah, still with our point increase there. We'll go over those here soon. Paylob going up a couple points. I think that's only fair. Dace Bonearm. Dace do still what he did in from 1.0. I don't even know. After an enemy ship at range 0 to 3 receives at least 1 ion token, you may spend 3 charges. If you do, it gains 2 additional ion tokens. So worthless. That's terrible. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. Again, not criticizing anyone who likes to fly him. For competitively, you're not killing a ship. If you're not killing ships, you're not winning. That's how I play. So, Torkel going up 2 points. Yeah. Yeah, I think since they increased the Rebels, they had to increase the other ones. Okay, yeah, Jumpmaster's coming down points finally. Truva going down 10 points. Big jump. Manaru going down 10 points. Let's take a look at those guys' abilities. I actually haven't touched them that much, or even picked up. Dengar's, I like his bonus, limited bonus attack. Yeah, Telltale Roof is the same. But they made her 4. Oh, is that annoying? Why did they make her a 4? Manaru's a 3. She only transfers green tokens. Interesting. Okay, so Manaru only transfers green tokens now from range 0 to 1. I like that they kept it 0 to 1. Keeps it close in combat. But Tell got a weird nerf weird nerf. Yeah. You die, but you don't stay there. You go into reserve. And now, yeah, this weird nerf buff. Now, in the planning phase, you plop out onto the edge of the board of your player edge. So you start over. Interesting. Which could be kind of scary, because if you keep the game where you down on your side, if you're keeping the game, let's go to I don't think I have the X-Wing. Nope, I don't have that. If you're keeping the game down on your side, so if, like, say this is the board, and you die, and they're all facing, one direction, you just pop out at range 1 behind them. That's a really cool, but they could play for that, but it could catch someone off guard. But they made her a 4. Yeah, so that makes sense, the big point jump. Yeah, these are some really cool things going on here. Lancer class coming down points. Again, force users are strong still, but it made sense. It was too expensive. Hadn't seen a lot of success with it. M3As, they got hard points. Yeah, I can't really comment on them. I haven't used them. Captain Seaver hasn't even been in the game for a month, 2 months. Gets a point increase. Good pilot. It's a good pilot. And the tugboats. Okay, the fact that for the tugboats, the space tugs, you could fit so many of them out there. Those generics were so annoying to have like 3 or 4 of them out on the board. Couldn't stand it. I'm surprised Unkar went up. I know that I guess they were just trying to keep them. It's the generic ones. The Jakku Gunrunners, again, maybe in a card update. Only limited to 2. Then they can come down in points again. I'd be fine with that. Oh, there's my Scourge. Captain Nim. Getting a gunner. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're getting a gunner with those guys. They can take dorsal, which is still the only turret that you would take. Might have to try and give those guys a shot now. I like that a lot. Gurry going up 1? I don't think the Star Viper needed. I don't think Gurry needed that. That's kind of not necessary in a weird way. I'm glad they didn't touch the other ones. And yeah, point reduction was definitely needed for the YV666. Getting rid of a crew slot for a gunner slot. We got some cool ships to fly. This is what I liked about this. Again, I'm very excited about these changes. I haven't been anywhere like sad. So Genius got a point increase. What did Genius even do? Again, I haven't flown I haven't flown Scum that much to really tell you guys. Can they take the astromech again? Okay, so they can't even have it. Gives you the astromech, okay. Okay, so this gives you Eden's ability, yeah. I think that makes sense. Okay, I wasn't sure. Being a 49 point prox, well, Eden's not as good because it is bomb. So, Genius is a bomb, and it's after you move. On Nim, that's still really strong. Yeah. And getting the gunner, let me see. Nim with that, getting a sensor, getting a. Do you lose gunner? No, you lose your crew, but you keep your gunner. Throw in skilled bombardier, bomblet. Really, I'd probably be throwing proton. It's guaranteed 1 crit. I gotta work on this dorsal, yes. Maybe advanced sensors? No, I don't know. Either way, 63 points. It's already cheaper, and he's a 5. Yeah. I'm surprised he was 0. They started him off 0. They did it again. That was a 1.0 mistake that should not have carried over. 000 going up to 5 points. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's a very strong combination. Just slap it on, get it to calculate, or give stress. It's a good giving stress, which is rare, is good. So I like that. Forlorn crew going down. Maul coming down, yeah, 2 points. Again, we saw that with the Rebels. Jabba the Hutt's ability is not nearly as good in my opinion. I don't think we'll see a lot of play with that. Han Solo going up 12. This was a big one. Yeah, we knew a high point. I thought it was going to be 10. He's just too good. He's not. I'm not going to say too good. It was just very strong on the combination that you could do it with. So, I think that makes sense. Costs just as much as a proton. You have 2 focuses, and you're very strong. Or you'll have a focus after bumping, which is, you could bump, avoid taking damage from one ship and hitting another who might not even have shots on you, and then not take less damage. Makes sense that he was undercosted there. IG title being reduced to 1. and didn't realize that. Marauder going up above Slave 1, which made sense. It has a reroll out the rear arc. It needed to be reined in terms of cost. Drastida down, yeah. The Slave 1 being 2, I think we'll finally see Boba fly with it now. Alright, so those are the specific faction ones. Again, I'm not going to go over first order at all. I think we'll see the big things here in the generic, but video's already kind of long, and again, we'll just quickly breeze through here, and we'll get to the main one of the generic. Supernatural reflexes. Again, initiative point value based upgrades is one of the best things I like about this game right now with the app. This fixes a lot of things, I think. If you really want to do a supernatural Vader or a supernatural Kylo, you're basically making it a cost of one whole ship to be able to adjust your move after everything is done, and that's important. I think that it's a very, very strong ability for Force users, especially who have 2 or more Force points. So, and I think we'll finally see different variations on pilots who can take Force points. I think we'll see more hate. I think we'll see more heightened perception. I think those two will definitely see a lot more use. Instinctive aim, not so much. Really only good on Luke right now, I think. The other ones that aren't in it, Brilliant Evasion, will just be slapped on to guys like Vader and some other ones. So, because it's 0 points as of right now. I think it's labeled 0. So, but yeah, so Sense might get a couple more uses on the lower ones, but the lower ones can take Supernatural. If you can combo that, maybe put Sense on Kylo, and then have your lower Force users, I don't know, or like, spitballing there. But I think we'll see it flip on who gets those upgrades now. Agile Gunner coming down 2 points. That's the one that allows you to rotate. Yes, that allows you to rotate. Veteran Turret Gunner coming down points when Tail Gunner doesn't even get used. I don't know why. I thought Tail Gunner would go down a point or 2. Barrage Rockets going up 1 point. They've up. The only real culprit to this list guy was the bombers. So I'm glad they just didn't up point Barrage Rockets, because there's other ships that could use it, that could take advantage of it, that were already more expensive. Homing missiles, I was surprised to see them go up. They're very good if you spam them. I mean, they're good. They're good in general, but if you spam them like the 6 A-Wing list, you can actually kill Luke if you have all 6 target locked and they're not dead. Because Luke, I'll take one. Okay, I got to start rolling here. Yeah. So that was pretty crazy. Engine upgrade getting a decrease. I think that made sense. Again, they're afraid to have a lot of weight, but there's not too many multi-action abilities right now, unless you had the cheap coordinate, which you don't for Rebels. Static discharge vanes, I think they're thinking something else is coming, so they're aware of that. Advanced sensors, according to the article at the time of written, was going to be an initiative-based one. I think I'm glad it's not. Just because of low-level B-Wings and low-level Epsilons being like 2 point cost. Yeah, so I'm glad it's just a straight 8 point increase. Collision detector made sense to go up. Fire control system is a trap card for plenty of ships right now, so 2 points is still maybe too expensive. Trajectory simulator going up 7. I thought 5 made sense, especially since you can't spam it. You can't fit a lot of guys with it. Composure going down to 1 was interesting since trick shot went up to 2. In case you guys aren't sure, Composure has a really cool trick with what's his name, Snap. And for resistance, you have a low initiative guy in front of him, they move, and then Snap does a 2 or whatever, to activate his boost, and you fail it, get a focus, and then target lock. So yeah, I'm surprised Composure changed. But remember, Composure does not work with auto thrusters or the auto thrusters, the ship chassis upgrades for the silencer, and anything that causes a stress before you actually get to take this focus action, because you take the stress and then do it, or you do a red action, and if you fail, you've already taken the stress, so therefore you do not get this free focus token. Debris Gambit going up a point, fine, whatever. I don't think that was really worth it. Lone Wolf and Juke, yeah, I think that made sense. Squad leader being initiative value, genius on their end. I think that because it's a strong ability, high initiative, again, late moving. Oh great, I don't have a shot this turn, I'll dish over a coordinate, and it originally only costed 4 points. So prime thrusters being initiative value, great idea again too. Great for the resistance T-70s now. Very happy about that. Have no complaints. Proton torpedoes, I had thought 12. I thought 12 or 15. So I think 12 made a lot of sense too. So yeah, those are the big ones from the upgrade ones. Guys, let me know what you think about these point changes. I'm going to put a link to this amazing spreadsheet again to whoever made this, and I'll put it in the comments. This was amazing. It was super awesome, super helpful. Please take a look. And I'm going to put a link to all the squad builders. So Launch Bay, and Rathios's yet another squad builder 2.0. All have been updated. All are using this information. So like as you saw here, I jumped to it. Please, again, give these guys your support, and hope you guys enjoyed this a little bit longer but quick, point overview review. Let me know what you think, if you want to see more of these kind of videos in the future, and thanks for watching.